Going to put an aluminum flatbed on this 1991 Toyota dually V6. Truck is in good shape, frame is in good shape. The frame has been extended about 2 feet. We're going to take that extension off and make it into an aluminum dump, hydraulic dump. That is the plan.
Good.
And we got our materials today, some of the materials for the frame. Right here, the aluminum. This is 4-inch aluminum channel, and that'll become the framework and the braces in the center. We don't really have plans, we're just going to make it up as we go. Kind of got an idea of what we want, and we're going to draw it on the floor. The first step will be to like lay it out, loft it, draw it on the floor. Probably weld the frame together, weld the cross members in, and then set it in place. And hopefully by then we'll have our ram and we can figure out the brackets for the ram and how we're going to install those is the plan. Fixing to install this Pierce dump kit on this thing. The directions we had a look at and wasn't too helpful. Just got the basics in there, and then so there's a YouTube video that I found, and it has the same guy with the Aloha shirt that's in the instructions, and he's putting one together, and that really cleared things up. I got it within the specs in terms of measurements. So our hinge pin will be right there. The instructions state between 5'8" and 6'6". Make sure you mount the cross member between 5'8" and 6'6". So if we use the existing bed mounts on the frame, that puts us right in there. That appears to be correct. So I'm going to axe the frame now. So anyway, I'm going to cut right there, and that will allow me to weld the bracket that's going to hold the back of the bed, the hinge bracket. And so that's step one. Measure and cut and repeat on the other side. That's what I'm going to do right now. The instructions are kind of basic, but I'm a dum-dum, so it might be easy for somebody else to follow, but left more questions than answers. right now the back's about 1 inch higher than the front, and I'm gonna raise the front up because it's just barely touching the fuel tank, so I'm gonna lift it up just so it clears the fuel tank, and then it'll be sitting pretty level in relation to the ground. The chassis, they say they don't want it to drop below the frame rails, but these frame rails go up and down and up and down, so I'm gonna dip it in just a little bit, and then that gives me the clearance that I need from we got a 4-inch sill and the cross members are 4-inch, so we're gonna have an inch of clearance between the top of the scissor and the bottom of the bed, so that's pretty good. The new location, it sits approximately 1 1/4 inches higher than the old bed, than that bed over there. When I pull tape on that bed and this bed, from this mount, this bed is 1 1/4 inches taller, so that doesn't seem too bad. And by the time I'm done, it'll probably be close to 2 inches taller than the old bed, but it's unavoidable. But I'll get it as low as I can, and it'll be fine. It'll look fine. The only other thing I'm going to work on right now before I weld this piece in is I want to make sure that in its fully rested position right here, that the bed is trim with the rest of the truck and not dipping forward or dipping back. So I'm going to spend a little time working on that. Then I have the piece of angle that they give you, and I'll notch that in the iron worker and drop it into place, and then we'll screw it into the frame, and it looks like it just rests on there. There's no bolts or anything, but I'll double check that. Alright, I'm gonna bolt this other side together, and I'm a little concerned with leveling the new bed. I'm gonna dry fit the whole entire thing and just put all the cross members on, and then I'm gonna get it perfect before I commit to welding that. Alright, that's as far as we're going to go today. We got it mocked up. I need to put a 3-incher on the front, across the front, and that should have everything sitting exactly where I need it. And then I'll fine-tune the scissor assembly, get it up off the fuel tank, and then I'll be able to finish weld these pieces right here, and then the thing should work. But that's all I'm going to do today.